You can just relax and settle in with the music around.
How could anyone touched by your love not dance like a weeping willow? The sunshine he will, like the atoms spin he will, like the breeze of spring love sways the earth gently. Every branch that is not dead dancing will. Shimmering rays of the sun, the shimmering rays of the sun.
Lovely. Peter Makena is so devotional. It's just about love. Which this journey. It's all about getting in touch with love through releasing what is not that. Our full-time job here on earth.
So if you thought you were unemployed, you're not. You have a full-time job.
It's called mind watching. And you have a great, great boss. Your own higher self. Holy Spirit. I was drawn to a section called The Answer to Prayer today, and it talks about there how you sometimes some people say, the course doesn't work. You know, it hasn't made me happy. And he's explaining why. Because he's saying your prayers are always answered. But he's also saying that if you pray for stuff or things in form, you may not get it. or you will not get it, he says, because it's not real prayer. But then he says, maybe you pray for things that are in alignment with the course and you still don't get it. And that is because there is still fear in the mind. And if the prayer is true, it is received, but you may not have experienced it yet. You have received many things that you have not yet experienced. He explains that here. And this is because of fear in the mind. So that's why it's a journey of seeing the fear, daring to really look at fear, becoming still enough to be able to see it. And sometimes strong fear comes up, like terror or like a nightmare. And then we can feel very vulnerable. But even that, we are the prayer. In that moment, we are the prayer. We may not feel like we're able to pray when that fear is so strong. But our whole being in that moment is the prayer. And Spirit does reach us even if the door opens the slightest bit. It's a way for Spirit to reach us. Even if we open our mind just a little to help. I can read a little bit from this section. The Bible emphasizes that all prayer is answered. And this is indeed true. The very fact that the Holy Spirit has been asked for anything will ensure a response. Yet it is equally certain that no response is given by him, that no response given by him will ever be one that would increase fear. It is possible that his answer will not be heard. It is impossible, however, that it will be lost. There are many answers you have already received but have not yet heard. I assure you that they are waiting for you. It's beautiful. If you would know your prayers are answered, never doubt a son of God. Wow. He's back again talking about our brother. If you would know your prayers are answered, never doubt a son of God. Do not question him, and do not confound him, for your faith in him is your faith in yourself. Maybe you can describe the word confound if somebody doesn't understand.
Do not confound him. Do not, confuse him or, twist him around.
Do not doubt him, let's say. Or make him what he is not.
Yeah, kind of like mislead him.
Mm.
Yeah.
For your faith in him is your faith in yourself. Yeah, if we would mislead another, we would doubt or have anything negative about them, it just says something about ourselves. It shows the dark spot inside that is calling for healing. If you would know God and his answer, believe in me, whose faith in you cannot be shaken. Believe in me, whose faith in you cannot be shaken. This is the voice of Spirit, the voice of Christ. Steady. Can you ask of the Holy Spirit truly and doubt your brother? Believe his words are true because of the truth that is in him. You will unite with the truth in him, and his words will be true. As you hear him, you will hear me. Listening to truth is the only way you can hear it now and finally know it. So listen only for the truth in your brother. That's how you hear the Holy Spirit. Isn't that beautiful? It shows us so deeply how this mystical path is all about healing our own perception. Nobody else is really off. It's our perception that is off. People show us exactly what we believe. When he's saying, don't, if your brother speaks foolishly, don't, trust that, but trust the Christ beyond. Because it's spirit in you that is discerning as well. It's like the discerning factor in you is the Holy Spirit. But here it says, the message your brother gives you is up to you. The message your brother gives you is up to you. What does he say to you? What would you have him say? Your decision about him determines the message you receive. Your decision about who your brother is determines the message you receive of him. This is very clear, and sometimes it's even more clear if you consider someone a teacher. You may feel it more clearly. And it's very helpful to see that. Remember that the Holy Spirit is in him and his voice speaks to you through him. What can so holy a brother tell you except truth? But are you listening to it? Your brother may not know who he is, but there is a light in his mind that does know. So we're here to seek the light in our brother's mind, not to see faults. The light, this light can shine into yours, giving truth to his words and making you able to hear them. This light can shine into yours and making you able to hear his words. That's precious. That's why you can patiently listen to anyone, because you just hear the truth and you just feel the light connecting. His words are the Holy Spirit's answer to you. Is your faith in him strong enough to let you hear? Is your faith in him strong enough to let you hear? Maybe it hasn't been. Maybe you have judged and dismissed people and said they are so and so and they are just so and so. Then you won't hear You won't trust, you won't hear the Holy Spirit. You can no more pray for yourself alone than you can find joy for yourself alone. Prayer is the restatement of inclusion, directed by the Holy Spirit under the laws of God. Sounds very strong. Prayer is the restatement of inclusion, directed by the Holy Spirit under the laws of God, period. Restatement of inclusion. Have you had issues with exclusion? Believing you're left out, excluded, rejected? Prayer is the restatement of inclusion. Salvation is of your brother. The Holy Spirit extends from your mind to his and answers you. That's cool. Even if you don't know it, the Holy Spirit extends from your mind to your brother's mind and answers you. You cannot hear the voice for God in yourself alone because you are not alone. And his answer is only for what you are. You will not know the trust I have in you unless you extend it. You will not know the trust I have in you unless you extend it, unless you trust. In your brother, unless you let go of all your judgments, all the barriers you put up that you thought made you safe, all the misperception. That's all it is, just misperception, misunderstanding. That's why it's a joy to be wrong. Realize you're wrong, about how you perceived others. That's the coolest thing, to walk around every day and think how wrong you are. Because then Spirit can, show you the rightness of the love and of trust. So with each and every perception, you can say, I'm wrong, and that opens the door for the trust. The Spirit is extending from your mind to other people's minds. And then you will see it, then you will experience it. He says, so he said, you will not know the trust I have in you unless you extend it. You will not trust the guidance of the Holy Spirit or believe that it is for you unless you hear it in others. We can let go of our little defenses and control mechanisms. We're safe. It's more safe to trust than not to. Would God have created a voice for you alone? Could you hear his answer except as he answers all of God's sons? Hear of your brother what you would have me hear of you, for you would not want me to be deceived. He even brings in himself, Jesus. I love you for the truth in you, as God does. Your deceptions may deceive you, but they cannot deceive me. Knowing what you are, I cannot doubt you. I hear only the Holy Spirit in you, who speaks to me through you. It's beautiful. Love affair. A true love affair, not an affair. True love. I hear only the Holy Spirit in you, who speaks to me through you. If you would hear me, hear my brothers, in whom God's voice speaks. The answer to all prayers lies in them. You will be answered as you hear the answer in everyone. Do not listen to anything else, or you will not hear truly. Like one of the lessons says, I will not listen to lying tongues. It's a practice to dismiss anything that is not coming from the truth. And you do it in your own mind. It's your own thoughts as you perceive or hear with the ears. It's beautiful. This whole section is great. It's chapter 9, part 2, the answer to prayer.
It's not so nice to have to admit where my mind goes. I don't like it. But that's where I've been for the last couple of days. And I had so many symptoms come back this week. So, yeah, very not nice anyway. So, and then when I have this fog in my brain and pain and get tired, and I want more food, you know, I get much more hungry and I get much more like a sweet tooth. So I started to eat like much more. And when I do that, I it's a really old habit that I haven't had going on for a long time, but then I start to eat a lot. Because when I start to go there, I go, well, fuck it all. I can eat whatever I want. I don't care anymore that I gain weight right away. Well, I do care. So there I am in this battle, and I really don't like it. And it feels, it's not overtaking my whole day, but it's a suffering and it's a mind thing going on that I really don't want. So I really would like to hand it over. And this theme about gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, that has been a part of my life.
Yeah. And were you aware of what was causing this? What was underneath?
You mean the whole thing? I mean the pattern.
Yeah. Why did you not feel? Because I think it seems like maybe you eat when you feel like you cannot release something, cannot see fully or clear something in your mind.
Yeah. So this time when it happened, this the thing that I thought I was completely or 95% free of, I have no idea why it occurred this time. I started in the Swedish system. You are allowed to start a rehab program, which is surprisingly good, actually. I mean, I didn't expect much of it. I think this is this kind of work is my most my precious work. But so I was just sitting there with a lovely woman who wanted to help me, and I was interested. It was good, and and then so I couldn't do anything else.
Maybe you were actually doing something very helpful, and it brought up stuff for healing. It brought up your pattern.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Spot on. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That's true. Thank you.
Yeah. The fear of healing comes to mind. Just there is a deep fear of healing.
And also the fear of completely facing what's not healed, completely facing and admitting and saying it out loud what's not okay yet in my body, and the fact that I can't sleep properly and haven't been able to for it's almost 20 years, and I still have a pattern of not being completely relaxed and trying and forcing myself sometimes, thinking I have to do things faster for some God unforsaken stupid reason that I don't understand. Yeah, so that's it. Because the first time I went up to this place, which was 2 weeks ago, I went in through the door and I got so dizzy and that I had to lie down. And when I started speaking to the doctor, I started crying and I couldn't understand anything. He for sure didn't understand anything. But anyway, I didn't. So that's what it is. Well, thank you. That makes more sense now.
Mm. Mm.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Mm.
And I'm just gonna cry until I'm done. So if
Yeah.
you want to speak with other people, that's fine. And this feels
Okay.
good. It feels good even though I'm crying.
Yeah. Feels good for you to cry. Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
And I also feel it here again,
Mm.
which I had with you a few times.
Yeah.
In the whole brain, in the whole ears. Thank you. I can't see you with all the tears.
Mm. Thank you, Åsa. We love you.
Thank you all.
Maybe I can share a healing experience I've just had. for years, I have been also not slept so well. And I used to, every evening when I go to bed, just close before I go to sleep, I start to feel a sadness and start to sniffle like a child, crying like a little child, as if I'm afraid to go to sleep. And the other night I woke up at 1 o'clock and I had 2 experiences. The first one was, there is a secret. There is a secret. And well, first when I went to bed, I had this feeling, I want to really see what this is, this sniffling. Why? I really need to end this pattern. And so then I woke up at 1 and I had this, oh, there is a secret. And I thought, but wait a minute, why is there a big secret? I don't need a big secret. I don't need to believe in this anymore. And then the second experience I had was a memory coming up of a childhood abuse situation. And it was my grandfather was, I don't know how graphic we should be, but he was doing something with me, with my body as a child. And I was like, I realized, oh, this is the secret. This is the secret that he induced that in me, or, you know, that this needs to be this huge secret. And then ever since I have had trouble sleeping, and I have had this fear of going to sleep because being woken up by, you know, by being abused, by someone doing something with me as a child, with my body, was very, very fearful. And it was like a remembering, like experiencing it again to see why it was like this. And I think these, you know, also you share about eating patterns, and it can be like something scary that, yeah, I mean, you already had your healing here, but I think sometimes we're scared to see something or remember something. And yes, ultimately it's the belief in separation from God that is underneath everything, every event in this world. And the guilt from believing we're separated is projected onto these awful events. But in order to heal, we have to allow what we have disowned, what we have been afraid of, we need to allow it to come up. And I think we are actually walking around. We know we're sleepwalking here until we wake up. And in the sleepwalking, we are like a bundle of memories, unresolved traumas, you know. So we need to be willing to see what it is, because these memories have kind of constituted our persona, the way we feel, the way we are, the way we want to protect ourselves, the way we want to control our reality. So it's helpful to be willing to see these, you know, and I don't think, maybe not everyone does it the same way as I do, you know, and you don't have to start to dig in your past, but you can be open to it coming to you if you realize a pattern, if you feel like, oh, now this old feeling again. What is this? You know, it can be, yeah, you can free yourself from this pattern. You can heal and can just be willing to, yeah, let me see what is underneath. When you're ready, it will come out. Yeah. Like it did for me in this case. But it's so gentle. I think your mind is very wise. It will only come up when you're ready. And when you feel that you have enough care inside your heart, you can actually take care of what comes up and not get re-traumatized, because you are already, I mean, I was already re-traumatized, like every night crying like a baby. It was, the trauma was, you know, has been with me. So it's not very obscure even. You know, we think it's obscure, it's something in the unconscious. And yeah, it can be a bit pushed away, but we also have memories and images, feelings. They are not so unconscious. But we need to see them. Okay. We can move on if anyone else wants to share.
I just want to say before you move on that I feel so different in my whole system, my whole body. I feel so different. And there's so much tingling going on also. And I also had flashes from my father actually now. So thank you for sharing your story also. But my father used to say, hurry up to me so much. And there was some other incident. I don't have to go into it, but that, yeah. So I got separated a bit from my whole family actually. And that also, so two things came up now. But it's a pattern that and when I cried now, I don't know if you felt it, but I had this, it's hard to describe. It's like that kind of intense, it wasn't an ordinary cry, if you know what I mean. But I'm so glad. And isn't it amazing, you know, what life gives me? Because if I dare to just show this experience and lay it out there with you guys, I get to, it's a good thing. Yeah. It's a good thing. Oh.
Yeah. You're so helpful to you, to yourself and to everyone, because you're showing an example how easy it can be to be open, to just share what's there and receive the gift of healing. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I can feel my body, this fear to explore and talk about this, and also this sadness. But I really feel that it can be helpful for me, because that is confusing my mind, that I think I have a lot of pride in my mind. I don't know if it can be pride or can be sense of unworthiness. And also I feel so wrong. I have been feeling so wrong. a couple of days, not a couple of days, but many days. And the other day, I'm just gonna share the story just to give you the context. And the other day, I took Jonah's bicycle to fix, and then I was in the way, and I didn't have any internet data. And then I just prayed because I don't know, I cannot say the name of the street here. And then someone else gave me an address where I could fix the bicycle. And then I just prayed, and then I said, Jesus, show me who I should ask or what is it for. And then there was a guy, and then he came in my direction, and then he just helped me. Then I asked him, then he started to walk with me. And then he asked me, what are you working for? And then I said, I work with forgiveness. And then he said, oh, wow. And then he got, like, wow, surprised. And then he said, can you talk about that? And then I said, oh my gosh, yeah. And then he said, well, I have this group, Brazilian groups, because I'm doing this with Brazilian groups, many women's there by Zoom. And then we come together. And then he said, can I come in? And then I said, oh, but we talk in Portuguese, we speak in Portuguese. And then he just started to share. He said, I'm from Russia, and then I have many traumas from my childhood. And then we start to talk together, and he was with me all the time. He went with me in the bicycle store and anyway. And then in the end, we had a beautiful connection. And he also said, wow, meeting you was a miracle. And then in the end, he told me, I'm feeling something here, but I cannot express. And then I asked him, what's going on? He said, I want to cry. And I said, you can cry. And then he just started crying. And then I closed my eyes, and then I was praying for him. And then he said, and then I said to him, maybe we can have this meeting by Zoom. Then we can just share, we can just come together. And then yesterday, we came together by Zoom. But before, I was feeling so responsible. I was judging myself. I said I work for forgiveness. Now I have to be a kind of therapist that I'm not able to do this. And then I started to pray and read the Course in Miracles. And then I said, I have to say English. I'm not good at English. And then so many judgment there. And then when he just appears, when we start the meeting, I was just shaking. And then I shared with him and said, oh, I'm a little bit afraid. But in the end, after 1 hour, he shared with me. And then my only base is the Course in Miracles, but I don't know exactly how to share that, what to say. And then in the end, I was just share with him. And then he said, oh, I think I'm tired. After 1 hour, that's enough for me. And then I felt, wow, I make a mistake. I gave him a lot of information. And I just thought that, you see, you should not have done that. You think you are something, you are able to be a kind of therapist or something like that. You should, anyway, many thoughts there. And I also said, wow, but what if I just see that, how can I get better? I don't know, how can I join with Holy Spirit and say, okay, maybe I should not have done that. And that's why I said maybe it's pride, because I don't allow myself to make mistakes. It's so serious for me. When I make a mistake, it's almost like this idea of mistakes is holding me back. Because this idea of false perfectionism, like, oh, I want to do something, but also if someone else don't say, if people don't say, oh, that's good, clap hands, and then no, it's not good. Just need for approval, but also this doubt, how can I know if I'm doing good if no one say? All this, but I want to serve Jesus. I want to but I just don't know how to do. There are all this confusion in my mind. And he also shared with me that he said, there is a space here in Malmo, maybe you can go there and give some workshop. And I said, no, I don't want to do this if I don't feel really guided, because I get so much fear. Oh, Jesus, sorry for this.
No, it's good, Vanessa. Yeah. Yeah, it does feel like you put a lot of pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
And when you're a miracle worker, the best advice that I've lived by is just show up. Just show up, and when you see all these, you should be a certain way, you should be knowledgeable, talk about the course, explain forgiveness in the right way, it becomes so heavy, as if you're not enough, just show up. But Spirit wants you to just show up like you did. You walked on the street with a bike and you were so helpful, and it was such a great encounter. That's how simple every meeting can be. But maybe when it was planned, it was Zoom, it felt formal, you put pressure on yourself there to be some kind of therapist. But, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is just, a worthiness issue, just to know you're worthy to just be present.
Thank you.
That's it. Yeah. 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 Thank you for sharing. What a beautiful story. I'm sure the bike got fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Love to both of you there in Malmö.
Yeah.
Okay, Dirk.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Wow. And yeah. I feel fear and some sort of confusion in myself here, showing up and speaking. So I thought, yeah, you said show up. So I'm here.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's and these it's these beautiful sharings are motivating, and I would like to pray to be guided in this, and for today, because I think I haven't. Yeah, I feel this fear simply to be with you, and I feel it in my hands, this sweaty hands here in while I'm sharing or while I'm hearing or be in this group even. So about and to speak about my thoughts or about my feelings Yeah, I think I have my parents in my mind again. Should I visit them? What is the purpose?
Yeah.
And yesterday I shared about an experience with my father here in my group here. It was good, it was helpful. And so I think there is still things going on.
Well, do you want to join on it? Maybe the fear is also fear of joining on these questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was hearing the answer when you said, should I visit?
Oh, okay. You got the answer. Okay.
Yeah. But you have it too. I feel you have it too, because your second question was, what is the purpose?
Yeah. What is the purpose? Yeah.
And I heard, no, you don't need to visit them.
Mm.
And I think because you are also questioning the purpose. And I think many times when these ideas come in, it's based in the role, being their son. Would you actually visit them if they were people you don't know? And, are they calling? Are their minds calling for awakening and for you to extend, No, because the role is in the way. So that's what comes to me when you bring this up.
Yeah, that my role is in the way. Yeah, my
which is very deep. This is very deep, belief in this special relationship. And it's going to take some undoing.
Mm. Mm.
So often when, it's guilt driven, when you think you should, you even use the word should I visit them?
Yeah. It's a good idea, to remember or to feel deeper whether an idea is guilt driven or not. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe so, or
Then if you want to take it deeper, then to spend your time looking at and releasing the guilt, going really deep with the guilt, rather than doing something in form.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I love to do it indeed, to stay with it and to come out of this feelings of guilt or I should. So to completely rest or to relax with something helpful.
Yeah.
To be with it and to release it. First.
And maybe we talk later. We didn't have that call yet. We're gonna have a call and
Okay, good idea. Maybe I don't know. It could be that I'm avoiding it and this theme because it's so maybe fearful or to feel guilty for even thinking it or be with it. So it's or on the other hand to think, okay, is it both this thought I need help, to admit I need help, and this part of me that don't want to be helped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're aware of that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a part of me, okay, and if it's stronger, I am doubtful.
Yeah. That's why the reading we did in the beginning of the session, I think, can be very, very useful for you. This, trusting outside of your own kind of, your own containment somehow is helpful.
My own containment.
Yeah. Your own container.
My
Container of Dirk.
The container, Dirk. Good. That's a good idea. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to share. Maybe we can share later. But I hear the word sooner, and maybe to come back here sooner.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
We call you later.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If you will feel or see when it fits. Yeah. When it fits in. Yeah. So yeah. So, and maybe this thought, is it allowed to visit my parents? So I don't know what this is, this thought, an idea of allowance or not.
It is allowed. The Holy Spirit doesn't have rules and restrictions. Anything is actually allowed. There is no restrictions. But the best questions to ask is it helpful? What is more helpful?
Yeah. Yeah. What is helpful for the whole? So what is helpful or maybe even efficient? So in a way to spend my time or to pray.
Yeah. What saves time?
What saves time? And I feel this time saving like a prayer or a desire to save time, to be in time, present and helpful for others, for the whole. I love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it feels good, better. Yeah, it's an idea. Not to describe, but I feel a change. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful, Dirk.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you so much, everyone. It's very, very precious to be with you. Love you guys.
Lots of love.
Just reach out if you want us to connect.